So in this video, I'm going to explain another way you could use your flash off camera and show you how I created these images. So hi everyone, this is Jiggy, a portrait and wedding photographer from the Philippines, and welcome to the channel. So before anything else, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel and would want to learn more about off-camera flash photography or maybe just photography in general, then this channel is for you. So you might want to consider subscribing, and while you're at it, click that notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you want to see more of my images, you could always find me on Instagram. It's at Jiggy Alejandrino. So in this video, I am once again taking you behind the scenes during one of my engagement shoots, but this time I will focus on a different way that you could use your flash off camera. Now, before we get into the details of the shoot, let's discuss first the equipment that I used. The light that I used was this one. This is my Photix Indra 500. This is basically a 500 watt flash that's battery powered. And the nice thing about this Photix Indra, it also does TTL and high-speed sync. So 500 watts with high-speed syncs, fantastic. And of course, it's remotely controlled using this one. This is the Photix Odin 2, which is basically the trigger that I put on top of my camera, which was at that time the Sony a7R Mark III, and the lens that I used was an 85mm 1.4 GM. Okay, so just to give you a brief background again of that shoot, the initial concept was we wanted to shoot in a golf course, and we wanted to be able to capture the really nice blue sky, streaking clouds, having them in the middle of the golf course and just focusing light on them and still having this nice, beautiful environmental shots. Again, if you want to see some of the images that I've taken with ultra-wide lens, because I consider my ultra-wide lens to be my money lens because it really gives me fantastic, eye-catching images. And that's what we wanted to do. But as I said earlier, I ended up shooting with an 85mm 1.4 because we were unfortunate that the day we started shooting, it was a very cloudy day. So we didn't get any details in the sky, nothing, no color, nothing. So we scrapped the idea. Again, as photographers, we will always be faced with situations like this, that things don't go your way. So we scrapped that idea. And instead of shooting wide, I decided to shoot tight because the location, it was a beautiful golf course. However, without any light and without any clouds, it became very plain. So the location then wasn't working with us, rather it was working against us. So that's why I decided to shoot with an 85 to actually remove the location and just focus on the couple. Now, my first layout I will show you is a layout that is a way that a lot of people or a lot of photographers actually shoot. In other words, if you have no light or if you don't have beautiful light, the first thing that is done is you put the light 45 degrees or basically use your flash as your main light and underexpose the scene in order for you to get that pop of color. So that's exactly what I did here. I had my Photix Indra here again with my modifier. I forgot to mention the modifier that I used was this one, my Photix Raja Deep 60. If you guys are familiar with the channel, you know that I love this modifier a lot because it's so small, easy to put together, and it's very directional. Oh, by the way, if you're liking this video so far, please do consider liking this video because it helps promote this video to other people so other people can actually enjoy this channel. Okay, so going back. You can see here, I post them here by the floor. I took a shot with an 85mm, and this was my actual shot. So it's not bad. Again, underexposing the scene, bringing out a little bit of richness in color. The greens are there. I mean, this guy may be in shadow, but it could have been fixed a little bit by proper posing. However, this was a shot that I wasn't really happy with. In other words, I felt that it still looked flat. And one thing is that whenever you're using light, it doesn't necessarily mean that your flash should always be your main light. That's why in the title it says it's another way to use your flash off camera, meaning you don't have to use, again, you don't have to use your flash as your main light. Because as I said earlier on what the situation was, I actually had beautiful soft light. In other words, it was a cloudy day. A cloudy day gives us beautiful soft light but flat lighting. Now, in order for you to get some depth, which basically this is what I did here again, putting my flash as my main light, I still created flat lighting even though it's still more vibrant than it what really is. So what I did was, instead of using my flash as my main light, I decided to use my flash as a kicker light. Because for me to be able to get some depth, I needed to have a little bit of contrast. Contrast doesn't necessarily mean it's from your properly exposed image to your shadows, but also from your highlights to your properly exposed image. So by putting my light here, I was able to add some contrast here in this area. And at the same time, I exposed for the existing ambient light interface, which was relatively flat. And what I did was I overexposed it a little bit by about a stop, just to make it brighter and to remove most of the shadows that were there. So with this particular light setup, I was able to create an image like this. You can see that this area here, right here, was created by my flash, and this one is basically my ambient light. Okay, and I'll give you another example. See, again, you can see my light is here, made them stand up now, still with my 85 because I wanted to remove basically the scene already. I just wanted to take advantage of that beautiful. Now, you see, earlier we were saying that the light was horrible for the initial concept that we wanted to do. But since we really pivoted away from that initial concept and we were able to create another concept on the fly, the light now, the existing ambient light now was beautiful because it gave me beautiful soft light. All I needed to do now is create a little bit of contrast to create depth in my image. So again, here, and this was the final output. And of course, I tweaked my white balance to make it a bit warmer. So you can see from a very flat and cloudy day like this, I was able to create a shot like this. This one, this light here, and this light here was created by my flash. So again, this is another way to use your flash off camera. It doesn't have to be your main light all the time. If you have beautiful soft light already, then maybe you could just create that depth using your flash as a kicker light, which is basically what I did here in this particular engagement shoot or this particular layout. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And if you guys want to learn more about off-camera flash photography, I do hold one-on-one online workshops, the details of which are in the description below. And again, don't forget, subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, click that notification bell, then like this video too. And finally, if you want to see more of my images, you could always find me on Instagram. It's at Jiggy Alejandrino. Okay, till the next video.